Hello, this is Steve from Beaute's Leatherworks, and today's project is these beautiful Allen Edmonds Shell cordovan boots. This is the marbled cognac. See the different shades? So there's a couple of problems with this. This is a fairly brand new shoe. It's made to order. It was on a trunk show. They have trunk shows and you can order whatever styles and colors you want. Well, not whatever, but there are some limitations. Now, if you look here, see those staples right there? Those staples shouldn't be visible. Those staples are put on during assembly when you have the gemming right here. Now, this is an Allen Edmonds, but you get the idea. It's the same, similar construction. You have the gemming right here, which is that white fabric. And you've got the uppers. Staples staple these together like this before the welt is sewn on. And unfortunately, with this particular one, it was stitched on, it was stapled on that the staples are visible, which is not supposed to be. And the customer requested that we remove this flat welt and add a split welt, because the split welt has a vertical piece of leather that hugs the leather uppers, which is going to hide those staple marks. And once we cover those staple marks, we're going to do a house leather, and we're going to do this sole right here, Vibram mini lugs, and a similar heel that goes on there. Now, this was a little over $400 job, and once it gets done, I think it'll look real nice. It'll get many more years of wear out of it. Comfortable enough to know that there's not a defect showing, that then you can be comfortable to wear it. All right, and I think it's a beautiful boot, right? This is an F2, which is like a factory second. So the customer knowingly knew there was a defect and he bought them. I'm assuming, okay, most of the F2s are usually either returned back to the factory, or the factory decides, you know what, this is not going to be an F1 at the retail price. They'll lower the price. They'll say it's an F2, which is factory seconds. But otherwise, it's a new boot. All right. And once we get everything done, it's going to look phenomenal, I think. So, all right, let's get started. All right, so once we've got the sole, the cork, the shank removed, basically we're going to remove the welt and put a split welt on here. The split welt, this is what's on there now. This is called a flat welt. Okay, it's a piece of leather. It's got a little channel where the stitches go. This is like that on the boot. Okay, once this gets removed, we're going to use this split welt. You see how it's split in half there? Okay, and basically this is going to come like this. It's going to cover some of those uppers there where the staples were. Now this is the Landon model, and it's got a shock form insole. This is not leather. This is some sort of a fiber board, and it's got cushioned. It's got leather, full leather liner with cushion underneath it, and then this piece. So I guess that's what they're talking about when it's when they're talking about shock form insole. Now this is the marbled shell cordovan. It's kind of very cool, actually, you know. It's got different shades, different textures. And we've got some issues here at the toe. I got to figure out what to do. I might take a little sandpaper to smooth that out a little bit and see if I can get that much better looking. All right, let's continue. Man, I triggered some people on my last video, huh? The Danner boots. What is wrong with some people? Oh, Lord. Guess they got nothing better to do with their life. On to next project. All right, once we remove this, we're going to work on the toe a little bit. All right, let's continue. Now, there's something going on with this toe here. Something definitely happened to it, and someone tried to cover it up. I don't know what, but it's kind of bumpy. Maybe it was cut. You see that line right there? Right there. It looks like maybe it was cut and peeled back, and they try to glue it and fill it in. I don't know. So I'm going to try my best to see if I can make it a little better. Now, did I have to do that? No, the customer didn't say nothing about the toe. But, you know, it was just obvious right in your face right there, and I just couldn't let it go. So once you start sanding it, well, you just opened a can of worms, and you can't stop until you get it done. I think it'll be okay. Looks a little rough now, but it'll be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. We'll get it better looking, don't worry. All right, let's continue. Usually 2 lengths like that will do all the welt all the way around the shoe. Maybe a little bit left over. And we dyed our welt, okay? And we get to start stitching it on. Let's do it. It's hard to show you guys with one hand and holding the camera and trying to stitch the welt on. I was just showing you guys that every stitch needs to go in the same original holes as what you took the old welt off with. So, and these are my old gloves that I cut the fingers, kept the thumb. Yeah, this is my thumb. Kept the pinky so I can have something to pull the thread with. Most of the time I've got a piece of leather that I put it on my pinky when I'm hand stitching something. But you know, I always lose that little piece of leather, and I always make another one, and I lose it again. So I figured, you know what, these are the old gloves. Might as well cut it up and use it for stitching on welts. Now this side you don't need anything on this side. So what I do here, so once I pull that thread through and this one comes through the loop. Okay, I got my pinky here. I pull it here, like this, and then this side, wrap around the handle, and that's it. You use the handle here to give it some leverage to pull that thread in the middle, the tension to be middle right between the welt and the uppers. And that's it. We'll keep on going all the way around. All right, let's continue. Now once we come to the end here, this beginning, I skived that down. Now we're going to do the reverse on the other side so it overlaps each other like this. Like this. Cut that off. I'm blocking the camera right now. Okay. I'm going to take this. Make sure that lines up. Because this has, the split welt has this vertical piece here, makes it kind of a little bit awkward to bring the two together, but it works just fine. So put a little glue there. Put a little glue on the other side. By the time you get from stitching, you get to this point, the glue will be dry. You can hammer it down and keep on stitching it until it's a nice even flow. Let's continue. And that's the last thread. Pull it on this side. Okay. And then you give a couple of knots. And she is done. That's a nice new welt. The toe's looking better, right? Yep. All right, let's continue. Since everything was still new, if I can speak this morning, I reused the cork, the shank, everything got put back to where it was. Maybe it's coffee time. I haven't. Well, we had a tragedy here the other day at the shop. Yeah, it was something that was really, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be very hard to get over it. My burner died. I know, it's sad. I couldn't make coffee for like 2 days. I mean, my God, man. I almost died. But I've got one coming. Yeah. Oh, this is the house leather. This is German leather also. This is not as good as JR, but it's not bad for a house leather. It's pretty good, actually. It's pit tan like JR, but it's not the same. But we offer this for house leather. Now, since this is going to be covered. No use spending the extra money to put this on top of JR. Now, the original sole was JR, okay? But unfortunately, when you go to put a split welt, I know somebody's going to ask me that, why don't you use the same old sole? Well, because when you put a new welt, now it becomes wider, and you can't use this on the old, you know, you can't use this on the new welted shoe. It's too narrow. Okay, that's why we don't use this one. But we will keep this for other projects like you know, like building up heel blocks or something or whatever. I mean, this is still good sole. I'm not going to throw that away. We can always use the middle section here for build-ups, scrap pieces, whatever the case may be. Oh, my other apron is okay. Do not panic. I just grabbed this one because it was close by. I was walking by it. Say, hey, let me put this on. Little conversation piece. I made this long time ago. Long time ago. I don't know when. Long time ago. All right, let's continue. It is snowing outside. Beautiful day today. Look at that. Where there's a will, there's a way. What, I'm going to be without coffee? Is you crazy? There she goes. All right, let's continue. She is done. You guys smell that? Smell it, come on. Wish you guys were here having it with me. Let's continue. It never turns around and doesn't want to stay there. It always spins around. Ah, stay there. My light went bad too. What's going on, man? Everything's breaking down. My burner, my light. I hope I don't break down. It's hammer time. All right. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. What's up? What's up with the scenario? Oh, I did not hammer my finger. This finger here, the middle finger. Although I have hammered my finger before, but I did not hammer it this time. I was carrying some shelving, and I happened to grab it like this, and then the shelf just kind of folded over and got my finger. Oh my God, my heart just about stopped. How would I hammer my finger like this? I mean, if it was my thumb, okay, I get it, but this finger is below most of the time. Come on, guys. Use some logic. It is looking good, man. It's looking good, good, good. I think it's going to look fabulous once it gets done. All right, let's continue. All right, welcome back. We are done with another project. Guys, remember the toe? I mean, you can still see a little bit of a line there, but it's much better than what it was. I think the welt thread came out real nice too. These are the Vibram mini lugs. Most of the time people put them on a straight line where it was. That's how it came. That's how it comes. But I kind of figured give it a little bit of pizzazz. Overall, I think it turned out real good. So I sent the pictures to the customer and he really liked them. I think they turned out pretty good. I'm very happy with them. These are one of a kind now. Maybe Allen Edmonds should take a look at these and see if they can produce them this way. Nah, they probably won't. I'm nobody to them. Anyway, thank you for watching me. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Thumbs up, thumbs down, you know, crazy comments. Some comments I may not like. It's okay. You know, I take things personally. You know, I put a lot of work into something and I get a comment, and sometimes I overreact with my, you know, response. But it's okay. It's normal. You know, people always, you know, get triggered by the work that I do and the prices well, maybe not the work, the prices I charge. And when I get a negative comment, I take it personally. But it's okay. I understand. You can comment all you want and I'll get over it. It's no big deal. So if you have any questions, please email me, bedos, BEDOS @yahoo.com. And hopefully next project I want to do, well, actually I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of floor charms, like 10 pairs. I want to see if I can do video of all of them together at the same time. And hopefully that'll work out. You guys hear that? That's Noah singing. Noah! Say hello!
Hello, everybody!
All right. I guess we'll see you guys again on the next project. Take care.